The state of Uttarakhand has 6 government psychiatrists for its 10 million people. Burans is a community mental health project set in the steep and scenic foothills of the Himalayas in Dehradun, Uttarakhand state. It is a partnership project led by the Emmanuel Hospital Association with the Uttarakhand Community Health Cluster, targeting a population of approximately 80,000 people. Recovery concepts have largely developed in Euro-American contexts. We need an approach to recovery that emerges from India's unique cultural, social, and economic setting. Living with mental health difficulties in a place where there is very little access to care and few resources can be both challenging and overwhelming for individuals, families, and communities. This project seeks to place the voices and experiences of people with mental health problems and those affected at the center of the development of Indian approaches to recovery.
Still date, I always feel that did I do enough, or maybe I could have done it better. And at that time, there was nothing, no such tools like that. And when I looked at this tool, I immediately felt at that moment that I wish I had it like 2 years back or 3 years back. So life would have been different. Because till date, that guilt doesn't leave me. And that constant thing, because now when I meet other people who are either caregivers or who are people who are suffering with mental illness, I can relate because I've, you know the saying, that been there and done that.
एक तो जो बैठे सोचते रहते थे वो बातों से थोड़ा अपना काम पर ध्यान लगा कर रखते हैं, तो वो भी हमने थोड़ा बिजी रखने की सोचा है कि बिजी रहे अपने आप, वैसे बात दिमाग में मत सोचें, ज़्यादा सोचने से दिमाग ख़राब होता है। तो अब दवाई भी हमने टाइम टेबल पर देते हैं और जब भूल जाते हैं दवाई तो हमें देनी पड़ती है, फिर ऐसे देखभाल हम रखते हैं।
दिमाग थोड़ा कभी तेज काम करता है, कभी कम काम करता है, ऐसा होता है। कभी सुस्ती आती है, कभी बॉडी टूटती है आदमी की, ऐसा होता है। ठीक होने के लिए दवाई खाई, थोड़ा घूमना फिरना, बोला था ना डॉक्टर जी ने कि घूमा फिरा करो, दोस्तों से मिला करो, बातचीत करा करो, जब उससे थोड़ा फर्क पड़ा फिर।
Recovery is about the journey a person with psychosocial disabilities undertakes to re-engage with their social, cultural, and ecological systems. Some of the main challenges in caregiving included not knowing what to do apart from medicines. How does a carer help a person bring some level of normalcy back to their lives?
It was very difficult at times because despite knowing that okay, it is an illness, it is a problem and you need to seek help. I knew the diagnosis, but then you don't know the cure. And being part of the caregiver thing is because you are so indulged in the act of taking care of someone, one forgets about himself or herself. So for me, it was more of living my life based on what was required and what is required right now, and reflecting less on myself and taking less care of myself.
There is an urgent need for more effective public mental health services in India. These services have often been limited to a focus on medication and haven't engaged enough with the communities they seek to serve. A key priority is to develop services that address mental health from a social development perspective, promote inclusion of people with mental health difficulties, and listen to voices from people who are excluded. Following a co-production approach, a group of community members directly impacted by mental illness formed a group of experts by experience and worked with the Burans team to develop a mental health recovery tool for the North Indian context, which they have named Swasthya Labh Sadhan, or SLS for short.
The basic process that we use to develop the recovery tool is that we had discussions with a group that we formed, and this group comprised of caregivers and service users from the community, and we had many interactive sessions where we came up with domains of recovery, that is what is necessary in a person's life. What key areas need to be focused on to become better, to become teak. The co-development process adds the idea of a felt need in the community. It's just that sometimes we think people need something, but they don't think that they need it. So this tool makes sure that the domains of recovery are the actual domains that carers and clients feel are necessary for recovery. In India, what I've seen at least is that family matters a lot more. Families are a very tight-knit unit here. You have an extended family structure, and it's something that needs to be incorporated into the tool.
My family has been very supportive. They were seeing there is a difference in my behavior. I mean, they had to deal with my anger and frustration on a daily basis. Another thing that has been helpful for me are my friends, because I needed somebody to share my frustrations with and all that I was going through.
उन्हें पता है कि मम्मी की तबीयत ख़राब रहती है, तो वो इसलिए खुद आते हैं और खुद चले जाते हैं बच्चे मेरे। इतनी वो नहीं फोर्स करते कि मम्मी आप ही जाओ छोड़ने के लिए, इतना कुछ नहीं है मेरे बच्चों के लिए। उन्हें पता है, मेरे बच्चों को भी उनकी जिम्मेवारी अभी धीरे धीरे उनको भी पता चल रही है कि इनकी इतनी तबीयत ख़राब रहती है, तो मैं उनके लिए इतने परेशान नहीं करूँ। जाती हूँ मैं, बच्चे जैसे मुझे बुलाते हैं कि मम्मी आपको टीचर ने बुलाया।
Co-production of the recovery tool involved coming together to produce knowledge valid in this context. Co-production offers opportunities to improve services by working together with affected people to design services that are appropriate and effective. This tool was designed by the people living with mental difficulties, and it used pictures as well as words to ensure even people who couldn't read could also participate meaningfully.
We made little sketch drawings. We had very many group discussions, and we came up with 8 main domains of recovery, like spiritual life, or taking care of oneself, or handling household responsibilities. And we made pictures, and once we made the pictures, we went back to the group and again discussed as to what is wrong with the pictures, what can be improved.
So when I got the community feedback, I had to go through a lot of changes in my drawings. For example, like I showed a woman combing her hair, but she did not have bangles and like bindi on. So like the community people had like, is she a widow or a married person?
The SLS tool will be used by community workers or CWs who will visit people with mental health difficulties and their family members in their homes and explore together steps they would like to take on the journey to recovery.
So when we are implementing the tool, the community worker discusses the pictorial tool format with the client, gets a picture that matches the domain that they want to follow through. For example, if it is self-care or taking care of self, then the domain that the activity that they want to do is, say, meditate 5 times a week. So then they choose that, a picture of the person meditating, stick it to the tool format, and then follow through it for the next couple of weeks.
Members of the Experts by Experience group and project team members found participating in the co-development process of the Swasthya Labh Sadhan tool fun, helpful, and even therapeutic.
I relate to it more, and I'm happy that a tool like SLS thing has come up, because it will help people who are struggling like me the way I was struggling 3 years back.
मुझे इस साधन में जो अच्छा लगा वो ये था कि इसमें मरीजों को चुनने का एक अधिकार था कि वो खुद से क्या करना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे कार्यक्रम के थ्रू हम बहुत सारी योजनाएं उनके साथ बनाते हैं, लेकिन हम उनको बताते हैं कि आपको ये करना है बेसिकली। और लेकिन इसमें ये चीज़ अच्छी थी कि वो खुद उस चीज़ का चुनाव कर सकते थे जो वो करना चाहते हैं या जो उनकी आवश्यकता है, तो वो चीज़ अच्छी थी।
I found this process really enjoyable because it was about everybody. It was not something that involved me telling someone else what to do. It has always been about listening to everyone's views and accepting everyone's views.
आप लोगों से जब से जुड़ी हूँ, मेरी थोड़ी बहुत तबीयत भी ठीक रहती है और ये मेरा मन भी बहुत हल्का रहता है। पहले अंदर ही घर में ही रहती थी तो अजीब सी घुटन सी होती थी, अब सबसे बात करती हूँ तो मेरा दिल का बोझ भी हल्का रहता है, खुश भी रहती हूँ थोड़ी बहुत।
There is an urgent need to improve mental health care in northern India, and we need to ensure that people with psychosocial disabilities are supported to lead full and active lives in their communities. Efforts to promote recovery should be premised on collaborations between mental health professionals, people with mental health difficulties, carers, and communities. This film has illustrated a process of co-producing a new, contextually relevant recovery tool with people with mental health difficulties and carers in Uttarakhand. This has involved understanding meanings of recovery in this local context, how these translate into daily life, and finding appropriate ways to help people track areas of recovery that are important to them. Most importantly, this process has led to the development of recovery tool suitable for people living in North India that will be tested out in the next phase of the project. This process holds promise for developing contextually relevant approaches to recovery in other low-resource settings in both the global North and South.